Welcome, and thank you guys for tuning in to episode 55. Can you believe it? 55 of the Healthy Runner podcast. And we are live here in our Facebook group, the Healthy Runner Facebook group, talking tonight about mental tips for running. I am Coach Whitney, and tonight I have the fabulous Coach Cat with me. Unfortunately, our normal host, Dr. Duane Scotti, could not be with us tonight, so he left us in charge, so wish us luck. Hopefully it'll be half as good as the podcast that he does. But for those of you that were excited for the interview tonight with the orthopedic surgeon and arthritis specialist, he will be on the show in 2 weeks on February 14th. We were able to reschedule that interview with him. So tonight we're going to talk about a few things having to do with the mental aspect of running, like how can you stay mentally strong while you're running? What percentage of running is actually mental versus just getting out there and doing it? And how can you psych yourself up to go for a run, especially on those days that you really don't want to get out there? So for those of you that are here on our Facebook Live, if you can do me a favor and just drop the words live down in the comment button, or the comment section, that would be great. And all of you that are watching this later on for the replay, if you can just hit hashtag replay and let us know that you watched, that'd be great. So we wanted to talk a little bit, like I said, about the mental aspect of running, because there is so many times that we hear from other runners that they're burnt out or that they just don't have the motivation to either do the run that is planned or just to get out there and do any sort of run. Hey, Melanie, thanks for catching this live. It's great to see you. So we hope that through this live session, this podcast, if you're listening on the podcast, you'll learn some sort of helpful hints and tips and tricks from us that will help you stay motivated this season. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Miss Cat. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and just tell us why you enjoy running?
Hi, I'm Coach Cat, and I just want to say I know Coach LaToya was supposed to be on. Again, technical difficulties, so I'm going to try. I can't do her justice. She has a whole, this is her topic. This is her whole thing. So she has so many words of wisdom for this. So I'm sure at some point she will get back on and tell you everything that she has planned for. She had a whole bunch of things all set up for her for tonight to help you guys. So I just want to say that I'm sure she will get back on here, another live, and talk about every single thing. So I'm going to try to answer it in my own opinion, which is a very different probably point of view. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, that Coach LaToya is the one. This is hers. But I'm Coach Cat. I started running a little later in life than probably some other runners. I would say early 40s is when I really started running. So I have been running for a while now. I've done most race distances with the exception of ultras, so nothing higher than a marathon at this point. So, but I remember my very first race, which wasn't that many years ago. I think it was 2016 as I look at my medals over here. So I think it was 2016.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know you are great with the mental aspect as well, but yes, unfortunately, Coach LaToya did have some technical difficulties. But for those of you that are part of our Healthy Runner Half Marathon program, I'm sure she will do a more in-depth live session with us later on for that. So tune in for that if you were in that group. You don't want to miss it. So let's see. Let's catch up and see who else is on the live here. So we have Melanie, we have Trisha, Rachel, Lou. Hey guys, thanks for catching it live.
Okay.
So Kat introduced herself. I'm going to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. I'm Coach Whitney. I'm actually one of the newer coaches to the Healthy Runner coaching team. I live out in sunny southern Arizona. So sorry for all of you that are getting all those snowstorms. I won't tell you how warm it was here today. Let's just say it was not quite 80. So I am a stay-at-home mom of 3. I have a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and an almost 5-year-old. So they keep me pretty busy. I am also a full-time running coach. And what else? I really enjoy running, honestly. Yes, it's physical and it's good for me and all of that, but honestly, for my mental health, it's my me time. It's my time to not answer 6 bajillion questions an hour. I don't have to fold laundry or pick up toys or any of that crazy mom stuff. I don't have to walk anybody to school or kiss a boo-boo. I can just kind of not think about anything, or I can solve my day's problems. So, right, Rachel? But you won't be thinking it's great when it's 112, 117 here in the summer. I know you guys are jealous right now, but trust me, when it's that hot, the only time you can run is honestly, you have to be out the door and home by like 4:30 in the morning. So just embrace the snow for now. So anyway, I digress. So for all of you guys that are watching, be sure you check out our podcast from last week, episode 54. You can hear all about all of the other coaches, Coach Lou and Coach LaToya, and most of you know Duane. You can hear a little bit of our back history and get to know all of us a little bit better. So check that out, or be sure to listen to that on your podcast, wherever you get those. If you are looking to join our Facebook group, go ahead and click down below and I will send you that information. All right, guys? So if you have any questions while this live is going on, please feel free to drop them in the comment box and I will do my best to make sure we get them answered for you. So let's see. Like I said, we do have a half marathon training plan that is going on. Today was day 1, guys. It was officially kickoff day. So 12 weeks of half marathon training started today. Duane wanted me to let you guys know that technically registration has closed, but if you want to get in there at the last minute, we do have a little bit of space now that we've gotten everybody up and running and we have all the run sessions and the workout sessions, all that stuff is plugged in. We do have a little bit of space and bandwidth left for a few more runners. So if you want to join us for the next 12 weeks, drop team down in the comment and I will make sure that you get the link to that. And for those of you that are listening on the podcast, you can just click the link down below in the show notes. So are you ready for some questions, Kat?
Sure. Always.
All right. All right, I'm going to throw these at you. I'm going to ask LaToya in a later date the same question. So, let's see. You guys are talking about rattlesnakes. Oh my gosh, yes. I would much rather run in the snow than run away from rattlesnakes. Or javelina, which are big giant pigs that look cute, but they will chase you and bite you. So, yes, I'd much rather run in the snow. All right, Kat, how do you stay mentally strong when you're running?
Well, a lot of times I start to talk to myself, first of all. I start to say, you know, why am I out here? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? But sometimes I just break it down really easy. Okay, just make it, and this has been my mantra ever since Fast and Furious reference, 1/4 mile at a time. That's basically, I keep thinking to myself, if I can make it a 1/4 mile, another 1/4 mile, another 1/4 mile, then I can get it. And when I break it down that way, it seems to be easier for me. So I try to find ways to make the long or larger run when I run into smaller packages that I can adapt to. Now, when I'm training, say, for a marathon and I have a 20-miler, a 1/4 mile doesn't always work. Then you think, well, I have 1 mile 20 times. That's it. So for me, what helps is to break it down into small packages, you know, and just kind of say, okay, I can make it another mile. I can make it another mile. And one of the biggest things I do is I'm not hard on myself. Not anymore. I used to be. If I'm fatigued, I will take a break and walk and then just keep going. You know, take that break, replenish your mind. If you're fatigued, go ahead, take a sip of water, take a walk break, and then just continue. And once you let go of the fact that I have to do all this miles without almost stopping, it becomes easier for me. That's just my own personal way of coping sometimes when I really start to struggle. Just let me get that quarter mile. Just let me get that half mile. Just let me get to that next marker. Let me get to like mile 4. I'll take a drink of water. I'll get some food, and then I'll keep going. And there have been times when it has been a struggle and I've said, I want to turn around. I want to quit. But it helps if you park your car really far away and you don't have anyone who can come and pick you up, because then you have to get back to your car. You have no option. Yeah. So that is actually a trick I've learned. I park really far at one end of the trail and start running. And then it's like, okay, well, you know, if I want to get my ride, I'm going to actually physically have to get back there somehow. So.
That's funny. Yes, I do a similar thing. Yeah, I don't drive anywhere to go for a run just because we have trails everywhere here near us and running paths. But yeah, I usually like to do the out and back so that, you know, you have to get home. You've got to get back. I do the exact same thing. So it's funny that we do that. But I also I don't do it in quarter mile. I do, okay, just make it to the stop sign. Okay, just make it to the next light. Okay, that bush over there. You can make it to that bush and then you can walk. So yeah, you have to play the mental games while you're running to kind of keep yourself motivated. Sometimes I'll say mantras in my head like, all right, you got to live this mile. Just do this mile. Be in this mile. Or you paid to do this race. You better get your money's worth. You better finish this. You paid to do this. Or some of them, you know, I motivate myself with chocolate milk. So I don't know if anybody saw my live the other day, but I'm a chocolate milk snob. So if I want that chocolate milk, I have to make it back to my house. End of story. If I want that chocolate milk, I need to finish my run. So yeah. So let's see, Melanie, don't feel like you're failing when you're walking. No. Yeah. We all walk. Just because you stop to walk does not mean you failed your run or your run was not a run. Air quotes for those of you listening to the podcast. No, just because you didn't run the entire thing, that means you're smart and you're listening to your body. That means that you were smart enough to say, hey, my legs need a little bit of a break right now. So you walk and then you regain your composure and you continue on your run. So yes, excellent.
Walks have saved me many, many times, you know, and once you let go of that thought that, you know, you can't take a break, says who?
Right?
I mean, you need a break. There's no take the break. And that mentally will recharge you as well. You're like, okay, it's kind of freeing to know, all right, I have to take a break. So what? Who cares? You know? So I agree with that.
Yes. LaToya throws in some mantras here. She says, one of her mantras is, I can do hard things and I am strong. Yes, both of those are very true. And a lot of us should start telling ourselves that because we tend to get in our own minds about that kind of stuff. So let's see. In your opinion, Kat, what do you think, what percentage of running is mental?
I think that does depend on a couple of factors. I think it depends on where you're starting out. If you're just starting out versus you're an experienced runner. And when you're just starting out, you might start to feel the physical aspects of running a little bit more. You're fatigued, you're out of breath, which is also mental. But you struggle maybe with getting that run and you do feel out of breath. Your legs hurt. You know, so it's mental in one sense. How do I keep running if I'm feeling like that? I think as maybe you get a little more experienced and you go on to those longer runs, then it becomes more of a mental, you know, your body can do it, but your mind starts to play tricks on you. Like, can it do it? Even though you know you can.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Trisha here says she reminds herself, sometimes out loud, that she's done it before and she can do it again. So yeah, absolutely. If you're just starting out, maybe you haven't made it to that 2, 3, 4 mile mark before, but you can. And once you've gotten there, knowing that you've achieved that distance gives you that, for me, that superwoman, supergirl power, just knowing that I've done it and I can do it again. So yes. Coach Lou is on the live with us. Hey Lou, he says, don't worry about the walk run. That's still a workout. It's still a workout. And some workout plans have those walks built into them, and that's part of the plan. So just because you have to take a walk break does not mean that you are not working. Absolutely. All right, so how do you psych yourself up for running, especially on those days like I guess today out there in Connecticut where it's snowing and you just don't want to get out the door?
I have a pep talk with myself. I'm like, okay, you know, it does help if I have, when I'm on a training plan, it's a lot easier because it's like, okay, I have to do this run. And I'm kind of meticulous about checking off the box for that run. So that does make it easy. I know that when I'm in a training plan, it doesn't matter what the weather is. I am running. I'm going to try to do it outside. The only exception I will say to people is thunder and lightning and ice. Those are two I will never venture out in, and I just won't do those two. I do have the luxury of a treadmill, so for shorter runs, I might use a treadmill if it is one of those reasons. But I give myself a pep talk, and if it's on the plan, I know I have to do it, and I'm regimented enough to do it. If it's not on the plan, you know, and I had planned on going on a run, I remind myself, why do I want to go on the run? You know, and that usually will get me out the door.
Yeah, and I know you like the stickers just like I do. So putting that sticker on every day of the calendar, yes. You know, it's that satisfaction at the end of the week that you put all your stickers there. I love it. I love it. So I also have the fortune of having a treadmill at my house, which has been harder to use now that my husband works from home and has taken over my office / treadmill room, and I'm now stationed in my bedroom. But you know, I don't use mine because of the weather. I use mine when it's super early in the morning and I don't want to run in the dark because I am afraid of the rattlesnakes and the coyotes and all the critters. I live in a really safe neighborhood, so I'm never afraid of the people. It's the critters. So that's usually when I use my treadmill. But yeah, I do have to have pep talks with myself too. Like, if you want to run this half marathon, you actually have to put your shoes on and go out the door. You know, that's what I have to do. I like the stickers just like you do. And at the end of the week, every once in a while, she's almost 5. My youngest will ask me how I did if I got all my stuff done. And she'll give me a sticker out of her sticker book, which is like giving me gold. It makes me feel pretty special. So that's always fun. Let's see. So if you had any other advice for, you know, those of us that are just starting out running, that have maybe only laced up our shoes once, or for our half marathon programmers that started day 1 today, what tips would you give them to stay mentally strong for the next 12 weeks?
I would say that if you signed up or you have a goal in mind, I've always said have the goal, you can accomplish it. And I am a big proponent of drawing on previous life experiences to help you get through whatever you're going through. I was a boxer, and that mentality actually fuels most of my running when I first started out, and that I drew on my boxing and my trainer, you know, always believe, never give up, stay upright. That was actually a big rule. Knocked down, which actually is still good for running. So everybody has within them something in their past that they can draw on to get them through the tough times, whether it be running or another activity or even life itself, which I'm not going to get into, but you have it within you. There's something from your past that you can tap into it. Tap into something from your past to help you get through it, saying, I got through this, I can get through this. And when it has to do with running, even if it is your first time, say, I'm going to try this. You know, I can get through anything and do that. I can get through 30 seconds of work. And maybe start, if you're starting out running, I can get through a 30-second jog and then slowly build your way up. If it's your first half marathon program, break it down into those small sections. Oh, I can handle a 2-mile run. I can handle a 3-mile run. But draw, I've done it before, I can do it again. But draw on something from your past. By drawing on that strength and the strength of the community, your family, your spouse, your kids, your friends, the fellow running community, draw on their strength. They will help you if you need it. I found, especially the healthy runner community, is very, very supportive. So don't be afraid to draw on that. But everybody has something in them, I believe, that you can use to help you through times when you maybe don't want to do something. So pull on that. And everybody is very different. Everybody has totally different life experiences. I can only say mine, which has helped me in every aspect of my life, is when I used to train to box, and my trainer and I worked on that, and I developed a mentality that has helped me carry through to running, which is probably very unusual because when I boxed, running was not fun. Running was not
my sport is your team sport's punishment. They say, yeah.
My boxing trainer, my corner guy, when I told him I was doing, he's like, "You're what? You?" So I can pull on something really, really from within, whatever that is. Whether it is, LaToya is the queen of mantras, and I'm sure she'll have so many to tell you, and I wish she was here to say them. But you pull on whatever it is that you have within you. And that's the only advice I can give you. Just pull what you can, and pull from other people. Pull the positivity, not the negativity. Get rid of all that people who are negative. And just pull in the positivity that you have. And hopefully that'll help fuel, help you. That'll help you through your run and the mental mindset.
Yes, absolutely. And Melanie says you can use, just like you said, Kat, you can use running to get you through real life, non-running things.
Yes.
So you can pull on that experience. And Lou says community support is amazing. Absolutely, Lou. Everybody watching, the running community is such a unique group of people. I mean, they're from all over the world, and you meet them on Facebook, you've never met in person, and you automatically have this instant bond with another runner. I don't know what it is, but the camaraderie and just the oneness of being a runner is just so amazing. And you support and cheer on people you've never met before, and you're genuinely happy and excited for them when they get a new PR, or they cross that 5K finish line for the first time, or they come back and they've, done their first ultra, or ran the mile for the first time without having to walk, or whatever it may be. Like, just the community cheering each other on is awesome. I love it. That's part of why I like running. It's just so fun. So another tip that I just thought of while I was talking was don't compare yourself to other runners, because what I can do is different than what Kat can do, different from LaToya, and everybody is, you're your own unique runner. Compare yourself to yourself. That's it. For me, I had to take a break from the running social media like Strava and Garmin Connect, because I was finding myself looking at what other runners were doing in their training. Like, I know this is a person that runs about the same 5K time that I run. We run about the same 10K time, but I'm looking at what she did on Tuesday for her workout, and she's hitting paces way faster than I am. Why am I not doing that? Or, oh wow, her easy run, she did it at a much slower pace than I did. Maybe I should be slowing down more. You can't compare yourself ever, ever to anybody else. You need to compare yourself to you, and really you currently, because what I did 3 years ago is going to be totally different than what I'm doing now. My PR for my half marathon is way faster than anything I could do right now. And that was like a year and a half ago. So don't even compare yourself to your past self. Just what you're doing now, maybe what you did last week or a couple weeks ago, but don't go too much further than that. Let's see. Is there anything that you would like to clear up about a misconception that people might have about the mental aspect of running, Kat? Can you think of anything?
A misconception of sometimes you don't even, sometimes you don't even need to make it that complicated. The mental aspect, sometimes it's as simple as just picking the right song on your playlist. I mean, we do tend to talk about the mental aspect and toughness, but sometimes just pick the right playlist. If you pick the right playlist, sometimes it's really simple. It just helps. I mean, sometimes we overthink things, and maybe it can be as simple, not always, but maybe it can be as simple as picking the right playlist and the right songs to help you through. That would be the only misconception I could think of, because there really isn't a right or a wrong.
Right.
But if you're overthinking things and you're really getting anxiety about your runs because you don't think you can make it, or you don't, take the watch off, take the Garmin off, take everything off, go for a run with your favorite music and just run. Don't worry about time. Don't worry about distance. Just free your mind, literally. Take every piece of tech off except maybe your phone, because safety first, please. Always have a cell phone with you. And that's how I listen to my music. So again, maybe that would be my misconception, is that there has to be really a complicated answer. It could be just run free, run with no tech, and just your best playlist you can think of.
I absolutely love that. Yeah, there are days actually on my plans that are called no tech days. Like, pick a route in your neighborhood or wherever you run that you know the distance. You need to turn around at the tree that looks like a hand, and that will get you home at 3 miles or back to your car or whatever it is. So yeah, I absolutely agree. Playlists. What is your favorite get you going song?
Oh God, I can't even. That is not a good question to ask me. Really? The songs that get me going, 99.9% of the running community probably have never heard of, but I do listen to soundtracks. But I will say, because when I make it up a really tough hill, I make sure the Rocky theme is playing.
Yes.
Will make sure the Rocky theme is playing when I get up those hills, because like a really steep, for those in Wallingford, Ward Street Extension, everybody who lives in Wallingford just shook their head saying they understand this. That is you play the Rocky music at the end of that hill, is all I'm saying.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's it for questions that I have. So I would like to say that hopefully Coach LaToya, I know she's watching, hopefully she will do a more in-depth live session on this at some point. So if you found any of this helpful, if you could hit the like or love button, if you're here watching on Facebook, that would be awesome. Let's see. And I wanted to just say thank you guys to all of you. We have quite a group here listening. So LaToya says Ward Street is a doozy.
I'm telling you, those in Wallingford understand when I said Ward Street. It's one of those hills that, oh God.
That's great. So for all of you guys out there in the Facebook world that are watching, thank you. And everybody on the podcast that is listening later on, we just want to say thank you so much. And feel free to join our Healthy Runner Facebook group and watch us on the Spark Your Training YouTube channel. Remember, we are live every Monday night, usually at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Today we went a little early because I needed to get to a commitment that I had. But normally we're live at 8 p.m. Eastern time here in our Healthy Runner Facebook group. So make sure to catch that and keep that on your mind when you schedule your week or your month. So next week, Coach Duane will be back, and he is going to be talking with Olympian Carrie from See Tolly Run podcast, and they were going to be talking about getting after it after she retired from her professional running career and is now a mom of 3. So they're going to discuss things like life after sport, what happens when you leave the professional running or sport industry, and running through pregnancy. She's going to do a little discussion about that and how you can do that if that happens to be where you are in your stage of life and running, and trying to run fast in different ways. I'm not sure if that means intervals, tempos, or slowing down. I'm not really sure, but tune in to find out. And she's going to talk about how you stay fit while you're not putting on a ton of miles. So join them next Monday, February 8th at 8:15 p.m. They're doing a little different time next week in the Healthy Runner Facebook group right here, right where you watch this. And it will be a great chat. Thank you guys so much. Kat, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, just everybody, stay safe if you're in New England, or I think the whole East Coast with the snow, and keep running.
Yes, please. Please be careful and be safe and watch for ice. It scares me, but I don't have to deal with it, so I don't really know. I don't have any tips for you guys, so be careful. And I wanted to say, Duane normally says, stay healthy, stay active, stay healthy, and just keep running. So until next time, guys, this has been a pleasure. It was really fun to host this podcast. I hope I did all right. I know I'm not the normal person you listen to, but this has been fun. Until next time, guys, have a great night.
Bye.